Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for waiting. Thank you so much for your patience, and I'm absolutely sorry, deep down sorry that I was not able to put any content whatsoever. Welcome back. Sorry about the delay, especially for watercolor videos. It's been a long time. Seriously long time. So this is going to be a mini series where I am going to do a couple of things on watercolor. This episode is about loose watercolor. Loose watercolor is basically when you try to do painting, rather than capturing all the details in absolute realistic way, you try to capture the essentials, especially the big shapes. You try to capture a little bit of contrast and a little bit of color, and you try to show what there is rather than what exactly there is. Doesn't make sense, right? I mean to say, you try to capture what you see rather than what actually is there in the picture. We are going to choose a couple of pictures. We are going to do a simple plant first. I have a rubber plant which is quite silent. So we'll try to draw, we'll try to sketch, we'll try to paint, and we'll see how it goes. So the main idea about this series is I'm trying to make a diary where I'll be sharing my thoughts, what I think, how I try to approach, what's the process. What else? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching my content and supporting me throughout all these videos I have made, and I really appreciate that. I hope you like the episode. Keep watching. There must be some learning out there. I'll try my best. And let's continue. You see, when you see things and you look at items, any subject, any composition, we tend to notice a lot of details. And that's good, but that can also be quite bad for your paintings. I mean, you probably might be able to detect and depict a lot of details, extreme close details of any subject in your painting, but it might not look artistic. There might not be your approach, there might not be your touch to your paintings. So there is no right and wrong, and I'm not trying to tell you that if you do hyper-realistic paintings, those are bad. But Impressionism has its own charm. That's what I do, and join me, learn something with me. We both will learn, of course, and I hope you enjoy. Okay? COVID situation, by the way. Take care of yourself, it's really important. Had your breakfast? I'm gonna have my tea and we'll begin. So first, the rubber plant, and then, I don't know, we'll see. So ultimately, these kind of sketches will give you ample amount of data to proceed with your final painting. You can actually keep these two just like this when you try, and if you are not satisfied, you can definitely try another one. So many sketches, many trials, and you will definitely see a lot of changes with each painting. Choice is yours, style is yours. You can go for a little abstract or a little realistic. Totally okay. So this is how I do it. This is how I approach and I make sketches. So I know what looks good to me. And for the final painting, or maybe I'll go about doing a couple of more sketches. So to experiment with colors and lighting, and then I can go about making the final one. I'm actually quite happy with them. Maybe I'll just try a final painting one more time. Not one more time. One more final painting. A full A3 size painting. Let's have tea. Would you like tea? Coffee? Cranberry juice? Let's have something. For all that, he drew his sword as he walked along. How about we paint a cityscape? A cityscape is nice. A quick tip: if you have your own pictures, good. If you don't, then you have to go for stock images, free ones. Always give the credit to the photographer and the artist. I always do. Let's choose some pictures. I don't have any right now, so I'm just gonna go to Unsplash. That's a very good site if you want to take pictures. Definitely not sponsored. I'm just using what I like to use. Free pictures, you can paint, and even if you are not going to sell them, you can at least practice. So let's just choose a couple of pictures and we'll see what to do. Cityscapes. Cityscapes it is. Let's open the... Okay. What do we have here? Choosing a landscape picture can be quite tricky also. There is no right and wrong, so you can basically choose anything you want and paint. In terms of simplification, I'm going to choose a cityscape picture and a little bit of rainy street scene, and I'll show you how to do it and how exactly I paint. Yeah. Tea's become cold. I'm using Unsplash, and searching for a cityscape picture can be quite easy. Now let's just crop this image a little bit, probably like that. So this is the image we are going to do, and we'll try to capture this smoky cloud over here and the buildings. I really love the way the colors are. Now sometimes what I do is I try to change the tonality of the painting. Now it's quite yellowish. You can add a little bit of color. So this is a really handy thing to use so you can see, and sometimes I play with the saturation. our painting is gonna look like this. So it's not exactly quite greenish. I really like it. A lot of green, black and grays, blues. So, okay, let's just go ahead and do it. Yep, selected. Okay, now we are going to do a quick sketch first and then we are going to proceed to the painting, the main painting. It is always good to start with small thumbnails and then proceed to your main painting so you can see the structure, colors, shapes and everything, and what to keep, what not to keep and everything. I'm not going to do a lot of thumbnails. I'm just going to do the direct painting and let's get on to it. So once done with the sketching, couple of things to remember. Couple of things to remember when you do the sketching. Okay, the first thing is to simplify the subject. So please do not pay attention to any unnecessary item or things which are quite tiny. These things will make sense if you're trying to make a huge painting like a house. I mean, a size of a house or something. So just make sure you get the big shapes and the medium ones. All the details are like jewelry, so you can add them afterwards. Small, tiny impressions. So as of now, we are good to go, and now let's just go ahead and paint. Okay, so this is my palette, and you can see it's quite random. So the colors I'll be using would be Senneliers. This is Yellow Sophie, as you can see. I'll be using Senneliers Van Dyke Brown. This is Van Dyke Brown, and I'll be using a little bit of, you see, can you read it? It's Cinderella's Blue. I mean, I like Senneliers a lot, so. And these are a couple of more colors which are quite random. Like I have a little bit of a green over here, a little bit of crimson over here, things as such. Nothing fancy. So I'll be using simple colors. And finally, there will be a lot of orange. I'll be using Brostro's cadmium orange. As of now, that's what I have. So there we go. Brushes. I'll be using a little bit of mob brushes. This is a size 8 and this is size 4. Raphael. This is for fine lining, and you can do a little bit of detailing there. And I also have a round brush, synthetic round brush, for some hard edges and detailing. That's it.
So eventually, it all comes down to the way you would like to approach. One thing to remember, this is not a pro tip or my advice or something, because every art can be quite different and it's definitely subjective. So, but I would like to suggest that when you try to attempt a complicated subject like this, try to minimize the effect of the ambience, especially. You should capture the lighting. You can change the lighting, but you would like to capture the lighting if you are going for the impressionistic way, almost to the actual lighting. Obviously, you can do a lot of changes. Now, when you do the shapes, pay attention to the big shapes first, and then the middle ones, and then the small ones. Normally, watercolor should be started with light colors first and then dark colors. But you know what? It all depends on you. If you really are a pro and you know the way around, then you can go ahead and do dark colors first and then light colors. Or you can do painting first and then do the sketching on top. Bad advice. So, but you can do if you know how to do it. They look gorgeous. Awesome. Gorgeous. Now, basically, we are done for the day. Yeah.